Like the adage of the thief in the night, the COVID-19 pandemic crawled up on the world and has impacted all sectors of the economy, including education. One of the measures taken by countries to contain the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic was the closure of educational institutions at all levels from primary to tertiary. The impact of COVID-19 pandemic on education is not localized. As a matter of fact, no continent is left out. The disruption to education caused by the COVID-19 pandemic is evident all around the world. As part of the emergency response, a number of education parastatals and institutions across the world resorted to online and media-based teaching. As this does seem like a progressive approach, the impact of COVID-19 on education still remains. The interruptions to education can cause a real risk of regression for children whose basic foundational learning was not strong to begin with. Vulnerable population including girls, refugees and migrant children, children and youth with disabilities tend to experience increased vulnerability. For most of this population, education is a lifesaver. Not only does it provide safety and protection for them, it also instills hope for a brighter future. The distance learning approaches are also marred by unpreparedness. Furthermore, schools are hubs of social activity and human interaction. When schools close, many children and youth miss out on social contact that is essential to learning and development. Long-term complications of this may include a rise in dropout rates, increased exposure of the children to violence and exploitation, such as sexual exploitation of girls. It could also lead to unintended strain on mental health of the children. Like many other sectors, the education sector will experience a redefinition post-COVID. Education would most likely be more digitalized, and inclusion strategies for the marginalized population would most likely be restructured. With about 50% of learners globally without access to internet and 82% in Africa, the big question is, are we ready for the internet revolution in education?